Hello, my name is Alice Gullick and I'm from Plymouth and I'm 18 years old.
Hello Alice, got a few questions for you today. When did you start making music and what got you started?
I started making music in 2012. I started because my friend told me about, open mics, and then I went to one and then I really enjoyed it, so then I kept going. And then a few weeks after that I met a really close friend of mine, and then he was like, oh, why don't we write a song together? So we wrote a song, and then that was basically how I started. So after that co-write, I just started doing my own stuff and I really enjoyed it.
So what sort of age did you start sort of realising you could sing and play guitar?
I started learning guitar when I was 15 because I moved to Australia and then I came back, and then through the last year of me being in Australia, I wanted to take up guitar because my friend was playing guitar. And then I came home and then I was bored all summer and I was like, I'm going to learn how to play the guitar. And my granddad had a guitar in his loft, so he helped me play guitar. And then singing, I've been singing my whole life, but I did like a theatre group when I was about 8.
Yeah.
And then people started to realise I could sing, and then Mum took me to lessons. But I started doing like opera when I was like 12, and I didn't like it at all, so I quit that and then started doing my own stuff.
Okay. So what were the first sort of influence you had music-wise?
Ooh, well, I grew up listening to like James Blunt, Robbie Williams.
Right.
It was kind of like that era, I guess. I started listening to Tracy Chapman as well. Mum was a huge fan of her, so we listened to her quite a lot. And then when I was about 5 or 6, Mum bought this CD which had like a compilation of like loads of different artists, and Dolly Parton was on it. And then my brother and I became like big fans of her, and then I've loved her ever since, really.
So would you say any of those sort of influences can be heard in your music?
I would say that a few songs sound a bit like Tracy Chapman's.
Right.
One of my songs has a country vibe, so that's obviously getting influences from Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, not Robbie Williams or James Blunt. That's like, no.
Different.
Yeah, I would never write a song like that.
No.
No.
So how do you work on writing songs? Do you do the guitar first and then the vocals, or the other way around? Or?
Through like my general life, like day-to-day life, every now and then I'll like think of something and then I'll have my book and I'll write down lyrics, and then that will inspire more lyrics, so I'll end up writing a whole song in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I'll get home or I'll have something already on the guitar, like I'm always picking it up, just trying to write something else, and then eventually I'll just, intertwine them.
Yeah.
So,
Do you run them by anyone before you start playing them or record them?
I normally go to a gig, like if I have a gig that night and I've written a song in the morning, I'll play it there.
Quick as that.
Yeah, I'll see how it goes down, and then if people like it, mostly if my mum likes it.
Right.
Like she's got such a big influence on me. Like she's my idol, so whatever she says goes, really. But so if Mum likes it, I know other people will, because she's very like, she doesn't like many, well, she likes lots of things obviously, but she's very honest and she will tell me if she doesn't like it.
Right.
Yeah.
So has it always been just you solo, or have you ever played with a band?
I'm in a band at the moment.
Right.
I'm playing with this band called the P-Town Free Folk, which is like a country folk band.
Right.
It's very new. Well, it's not a new band, but it's very new for me. I'm like doing harmonies and stuff, and yeah, I absolutely love it because the lead singer of the band and I have been co-writing.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've been in the studio the last maybe 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So yeah, that's going well, and I'm also trying to do a duo with my best friend. And we've been doing a couple of songs together, and it goes down really well whenever we sing them. So I'm gonna see where that goes.
Do you enjoy it more with a band, or is it sort of better on your own?
I feel less pressure when I'm with a band or with, my best friend. But I don't know, I feel more at home when I'm doing solo stuff. Like, I feel more confident, and I don't know, I just feel more comfortable because I'm not used to being not solo. I always go back to home.
So with the band and the solo stuff, what's the sort of biggest venues you've started playing?
With the band, we haven't really done a lot of big venues. We've not really done many venues, to be honest, because I'm just new to the band, and he's come back from travelling, so we started it up again. But myself, I played for the MTV Crashes like 2 years ago in front of like a, like on the home.
Massive crowd, isn't it?
Big crowd. It was very good. And then after that, I played in, I can't remember the name of it, but I played on, because I was recording with a producer in LA, so I played, one of the venues on the Hollywood Strip and stuff. I've been playing a lot in London recently. Last year or so, my mum and dad and I have just been going up, coming back to London. Yeah, it's such a trek, but it's so worth it. Like, I played the Troubadour last week, and it was one of the best gigs I've ever had. Like, I was on such a low, and then I had that gig, and it just like brought me up again. Like,
so what sort of size crowds are you talking about somewhere like the Troubadour?
It depends how busy it is. Last week it was probably about 100, but that was more of a intimate gig. I'm not into like huge venue. Like, I'm into small intimate gigs, where people listen, because I feel the bigger the venue, the more rowdier the crowd is.
Yeah,
and because
chat, don't they?
Yeah, and because I'm such a soft musician, I'm not one to blurt out everything. I'm quite composed, and my melodies are soft, I guess. So I like small crowds that are really interested instead of big crowds and are just drinking, and it's not for me.
So a gig like the Troubadour one, is that a sort of gig that's advertised solely on your name, and everyone there has come to see you? Or are you on a bill with other people?
I'm kind of on the bill with other people. It kind of gives everyone a chance to have their own, like, get more fans, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, I feel it gives us all a better chance to know new people as well.
Yeah.
If you just invite, if you're by yourself and you have to invite all these people, all these people.
Yeah.
And whereas if you have some other musicians, they'll bring in a new crowd.
Yeah.
And then it will increase your chances of a wider fan base. So. Yeah.
So what sort of feedback do you get from a gig like that?
Last week I got this guy. I can't really say much about it. But he did work for Sony, and then he was an A&R man, and then he's got his own record label now, so we're in talks at the moment. So just stuff like that, really, just small talk. And
I suppose London is the way to go for the connections and such.
London is probably the best place in England to go for and Bristol's very good as well.
Right.
That's got a big music scene at the moment. But yeah, London is, if you want to get your music out there, London is the way to go, because it's so close to everything, if you know what I mean. And there's so much going on in London. If you go there's an open mic every night, there's showcases, gigs, but it's very hard to get your own gig up there. Right. Because of the fact that there are so many musicians, everyone's trying to get a gig for their own.
Yeah.
And I found that venues in London aren't willing to put on a gig like that. They're always doing showcases and open mics, and it's good, don't get me wrong, but I kind of want a chance to do my own gig, if you know what I mean.
I'm with you. Yeah. I suppose that's further up the line if you
Yeah.
get more sort of household name as such.
Yeah, exactly. And because I'm new to London, I can't really bring up people from like Southwest to come and see my gigs in London, because it's just going to cost them like £100 to get there.
So when you have a trip to London, do you stay there for 2 or 3 days and do 2 or 3 gigs, or is it up and back?
Occasionally I've had to come back that night.
Right.
But I've done it a few times where I've had like 2 or 3 gigs lined up, and then I would stay with my uncle who lives up there, or mum and dad would just get a B&B or something.
Right.
But yeah, I love staying up there because you kind of just explore a bit as well. It's very fun. I love it.
So going back to the supporting act, is there a band you would really like to support?
Ooh, I would love to support the Staves.
Right.
They're have you heard of them?
Yeah, I've seen them before. Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to see them. Oh my gosh, they're like, because I'm a female singer and I've always wanted to be in like a trio or a duo, and I'm finally in a duo. And like when I first heard them, I was like, oh my gosh, like I want to do this, and their music kind of inspired me to do more things, and they inspired me to learn harmonies as well, because I was used to
There's something obviously harmonies you do when you're recording something.
Yeah.
You can't really do it live on your own, can you?
No, you can't, unless you get a loop pedal, but
Yeah.
it doesn't, like, you have to stand there and then sing and then do the whole thing again.
Yeah.
Well, not the whole thing, but that whole section of the song. But yeah, with recording, it's great because you can do your own
Just
harmonies.
put several layers on top of each other.
Yeah.
What do you think is the best part of what you do?
A lot of people have asked me that. The best part, I'll give you an example. About 2 years ago, I played like one of my first, it was, I can't remember what it was. I think it was a showcase in Torquay,
Right.
or Torbay or something. And I was singing a song about my brother, and it's quite emotional. It like kind of takes you back to when you're a child. And when I was singing it, this guy just like stormed out and started crying. And my mum, being my mum, went out and was checking if he was okay. And he told her this story about like him leaving his family, like his children and wife. They lived up north, and he was like, I need to go and see them now. Like I can't, like from hearing that song, like, I just want to see my children again. Like I've made a mess out of my life and stuff. And then like that kind of inspired me to write more songs relatable to everyone else.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think that's the best part about music for me, inspiring other people to do something.
There's quite a thing in it, being able to put a story over it and someone be affected like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what music's about, really, is to bring light to someone else's life. Like if it makes you happy, surely it could make someone else happy. So I wanna do more of that, doing it for other people as well. Sounds so cliched and cringy, but it's so true.
You've got quite a following on Facebook.
Yes, I do.
Do you have any famous followers?
Oh no, I wish I did. I really wish. That would be great.
Have you ever seen anyone or played with anyone famous sort of in the building, or?
I haven't played. Oh. No, I haven't played with anyone famous. I've played to someone famous, but they were from Coronation Street, and it's
Right.
but they're not really famous. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'd love to.
Was that specifically to them, or were they just in the crowd?
They were just in the crowd, and
Yeah.
she was listening, so I was like, "Oh, that's great." I used to be a good fan of like Coronation Street, so I was like, "Hey Reese," like to my brother, like, "It's Anna from Coronation Street." It's, oh my gosh, it was great.
How many guitars do you own?
I
Do you
mean-
have a favourite?
Oh, I have 2 guitars, but my collection is growing soon.
Right. All acoustic?
Yeah, all acoustic. My guitars are so different. One's more pretty, like
Right.
not pretty. Mine's more. One of them's got a design on it, and it's like it's for the eyes. It doesn't sound as great as it should. Like it looks better than it sounds.
Yeah.
But my other one, like she is an inanimate object. Anyway, she's like, she's got a gorgeous colour, but it's a Martin, and it sounds absolutely gorgeous. So I prefer my Martin.
Yeah. Do you use it when you play live?
Yeah, I used to play my Luna, like all the time.
That's the one with the design on.
Yeah, that's the one with the design. And then I found the Martin, and I haven't really played the Luna.
No.
I've not played it live since I've had the Martin.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Martin.
Seem a very popular choice for Martin guitars.
Yeah, most of their guitars have such a gorgeous sound to them. Obviously, you get some that are, duds.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've got such gorgeous sounds.
So how did you come to end up with a Martin? Do you go and try a lot and pick the one you liked?
Yeah, I was in America, and I went there to get a guitar as well as recording. So I was like, no, I'm going to get a guitar. I need to get a guitar. And then we went to the shop with my managers at the time. And then me and my manager love guitars. So he was like playing all the guitars, I was playing all the guitars. And then we found this really nice one. It was like a performance series. It was really nice, but it didn't stand out. And then it was like, oh, we have like a limited edition, kind of the same, but it's got it's got a bassy tone to it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, and it's like very warm. And then he brought it out and he opened the case. I was like, it was gorgeous. So I played it, and it was the one.
Love at first sight.
Yeah, pretty much.
What is it with your hat collection, and how many do you own?
Oh, my hat collection. It all started when I went through this phase of going like trying to be like everyone else. When I was like 13 to about 15, I'd say, I was like trying to be with the crowd.
Right.
I didn't want to go anywhere else. I was like, I want to be this person.
Yeah.
I want to be like her. I want to be like her. And I wore stuff that I was like, why on earth would I wear that? It's not me. And then Mum and I went shopping once, and then I started wearing like cool, like hippie stuff. I was like, oh, that's amazing. And then every now and then Mum and Dad would come home and they'd found something cool to wear. And then Dad came home with a hat. And I was like, oh, I haven't worn a hat. That's cool. And then I put the hat on, and then ever since then I've just bought hats. And everyone, for Christmas, my grandma and granddad would buy me a hat, my auntie would buy me a hat, my managers would buy me a hat. So yeah, altogether I've got 27.
Yeah, growing.
Yeah, it's growing.
Is there anything you would like to plug?
To plug? Just my websites and stuff, really, like my social media. I am in London on the 13th of April at the Bedford, which will be a good. So it's a lovely venue. It's like an old theatre.
Yeah.
It's got a dome, ceiling, and the sound is absolutely incredible. And the people there are so nice. They video, it's a live stream, and it goes out to the whole world. And it's an amazing venue. And no one speaks. You've got to turn your phones off.
Yeah.
If you speak, you get sent out. It's great. So that's on the 13th of April.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good one.
And that's streamed live, so we can put a link to that on it.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on Facebook, my website and stuff, so
Yeah.
you can click onto the link and then find.
It's quite unusual, isn't it, for something like this?
Yeah.
Live.
Yeah, it's such a great idea, because if you have family members that can't come to the gig, or fans, they'll see it online. So that's what my friends did last
As long
time.
as
I
it
went.
doesn't cut out the fact that people turn up to watch.
Yeah.
They just think, oh, we watch it online.
That's true. Yeah, that's what I kind of get down here as well. If you have, or not just down here, but if you have so many gigs, and people won't come to your gig. If you have so many gigs in one area, in a month or so, people won't go to the gigs. They'll be like, oh, I'll go next time. She's here then. Or she's here then. So I think it's better to have like one gig every like weekend or something, so it doesn't get too boring. So you don't like, so the fans will more likely come to the gigs because you've got less.
Going back to the gigs, how do you pick out where you play and when you play? Is that something you choose yourself?
It's kind of like a negotiation.
Right.
I've been, when I had the manager, they would just get me gigs and stuff, but it was only in Plymouth and just at like Cornwall or Bristol. But when I got rid of the manager, Mum and I started emailing like places in London, Birmingham, Bristol, like Manchester, Ireland and stuff. And I just found that I got more gigs. Like I wrote a biography about myself, where I'd been playing, what festivals I did, BBC and stuff like that. And it, like, I don't know, I just found I got more gigs from being honest about myself. And not saying, oh hi, this is Alice's manager, this is, you know, I feel if I do it myself or if my mum does it, it seems more innocent, and I feel I get more gigs from it. Yeah, that's what I feel though. I don't know if that's happened with everyone else, but for me it's definitely like that. But whereas the dates, we just kind of negotiate the dates, time.
I suppose you try to line them up so you can do sort of a round trip and get 2 or 3 in at the same time.
Yeah, I mean it's hard doing it that way because obviously some venues will only do live music on like a Friday and a Saturday, and then you've got like one on a Saturday, and then no one will really do it. Well, some places do it on a Sunday, but not very many. And it's just, it is hard doing it that way. But
have you ventured down to Cornwall?
Yes, my grandparents live in Cornwall, so I grew up there quite a lot. Well, I pretty much grew up there. So yeah, I've got one in St Blaisey in June.
See, you played at the Cavern.
Oh, the Liscard Tavern,
Cavern.
That's on the 8th of April.
Right.
So yeah, that's going to be good. I do play down in Cornwall quite a lot actually, mostly Cornwall, Plymouth and London, really. But yeah, I do like Cornwall.
So you've not made a trip to Boypasters yet?
No, I haven't, unfortunately.
You've got some brilliant acoustic stages there.
I was meant to play last year, but the lineups got changed and the times got changed, so people later on got kind of cut off, and then I don't know, it was really weird, and then I got cut off. So
last year it got rained off. There's big gales and
so it was the year before that then. So yeah, it sucked, but it's alright.
So you have to get your name back on the list for that then.
Yeah, I will, but festivals will be better this year, I hope.
MTV crashes Plymouth again?
See, I don't know, I think that was a one-off for me. I guess because, I don't know, it was great the first year, and then they kind of dragged it out a bit more last year, and it's just going to be dragged out again this year. Like, I've seen the lineup for this year, I can't remember who's on it, but it's not
There's 2 or 3 days this year, isn't there? The first year I think it was only the 1 day.
No, the first year was 2 days, so it had all the famous people and then all the local. So that was a great event because it was new. It never happened before, and then now these next 2 years they've just been, I don't know, it's changed. Like it wasn't like the first year at all. The first year was great because it was really innocent, and first ones they were trying a lot more. And these past 2 years have just, it's been alright.
Good.
No, it's good. It's good, but I don't know. I think last year they had a lot of cover bands doing it, whereas they need like.
They want proper artists rather than cover bands, don't they?
Because the people who are writing their own stuff, they need to get the music out there. Like the covers, they're great for like good. Like Saturday nights and stuff when people know the songs and they want to sing and drink to it, but I think MTV crashes should be for the artists who write their own music.
I suppose they're going more for that, say, the party atmosphere. Everyone knows every song and sing along. Whereas
the first year they only had one cover band and the rest was like singer-songwriters,
Yeah.
which was good.
You don't do any covers?
I do covers, just when I do have gigs on like a Saturday night or something, there's going to be like a rowdy crowd.
Yeah.
So you have to do covers, but if you go to London, they always expect like songwriting.
Yeah.
So that's great. I love it there.
Just out of interest, before we wrap it up, what songs do you cover?
I cover some of the staves. I do a song called "In the Long Run." That's like mostly the one I open up with.
Yeah.
I do a couple of Dolly Parton songs. I do a Chris Christopherson song, like Bobby McGee.
Yeah.
That goes down quite well. I do "Wonderful World" by Louis Armstrong.
What an interesting tune to be.
Yeah, it was. My uncle. He's my uncle's brother, so like my auntie married my uncle,
Yeah.
and then his brother. So my uncle-in-law, I guess.
Uh-huh.
He was he still is like a film producer, and he wanted me to do a cover of "Wonderful World" for like a movie, I think it was a movie or an advert.
Right.
And so I obviously learnt that song, and I loved it. I loved playing it because I did such a different version of it.
I always think that's good when someone covers something and you've got to listen to it to really figure out what it is.
Yeah, because I think you're more creative if you do try and change it.
Yeah.
Like I've been asked to do a wedding, and like in July, and they want me to do a Lana Del Rey song, and obviously I'm not into that music at all.
Right.
So they're just like, I know you don't like that music, but just change it. And I've changed it so much that they were like, what song is that? I was like, that's the Lana Del Rey song. Like they didn't know it was that one. And I was like, that's what I want to do. Like just don't.
So I like that when someone does that and they change it completely.
Yeah.
But anyone can just copy a song and
Exactly.
bang out exactly the same.
Putting your own spin on it makes it more personal as well.
Yeah.
And I think it's more relatable. So if someone famous is writing a song about like money or, drugs and stuff, no one can really like properly relate to it, like in the common, society. So if you put your own spin on it, it just makes it more personal. It's great.
I think that's it. We'll wrap it up there.
Brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.